this is really interesting because I'm just curious to know if you could remove one programming language from existence, which one would it be?
JavaScript.
Okay, I'm biased. Sorry. Okay, but why? Why did you choose JavaScript?
It's like there's so many. It feels like something that was just act together, which actually that was
Is preferable. Would you prefer to explain to a junior developer on how recursion works, or would you prefer to tell a senior management stakeholder management team why the project was delayed? Which one would you?
okay. That's a very tight one. That's a very tight one. Oh my god. Okay. The good news is that I work with very smart junior developers, so I want to do it, teaching them how recursion works. So yeah, I think I will go with the
You go recursion.
yeah, good recursion. Yeah,
That was a smart choice, though.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is actually yeah.
Okay. So when you're using GitHub, what's the worst commit message you've ever seen? Either maybe you were the one who actually committed that message, or you saw someone commit a message.
Okay.
What's the worst commit message you've ever seen?
Fix. So the first one, yeah. So,
Serious fix.
That's like that's like the most ambiguous. Like, what did I fix? Fix.
Yeah. I believe that every programming language has its own personality. If we both agree that programming language has its own personalities, which one would you say is a troublemaker among all the programming languages we have?
Troublemaker. I think I would say
all the troubles, all the headaches you feel whenever you use this programming language.
Scala. Go for Scala, yeah. Scala, yeah.
Oh, okay. And which one would be the peacemaker?
The peacemaker, PHP.
Serious? Oh, wow. The maker and the peacemaker.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you were on an island, you're trapped in an island, maybe one of the Maldives, Seychelles, just with the water, the waves, and all those kind of like really nice environment, and you were trapped, with and you had to choose just one programming language while being trapped in that island. What would you choose?
I would choose C. Reason being that I would choose C. Because I know I won't be handicapped in wherever scenarios I find myself. It might not be the fastest language. I want to get probably the what's it called, application with the lowest memory footprint.
We spoke about PHP, and that's kind of like one of the OGs of programming languages. It's still using it up to today.
That's what I found out. Like I saw that there's this framework called the Laravel, and they've moved into like.
So, this question, I think it's something that I was, I'm really eager to know your answer about this question, because, I think most developers, and not just developers, but also, young innovators who are coming into the tech industry, who are trying to navigate their way through the tech industry, would also want to understand how someone like you with your years of experience, it's not even years, I think now you're going into decades of experience, since you started in 2009, how you've been able to mentally prepare for full stack project. So, from design to architecture to before you even get to implementation. So how do you mentally prepare for projects like this?
Yeah, sure. Like someone said recently, he said your years of experience, your experience is measured in years, is measured in projects. Yes. Okay. The more you work on projects, that's the more you can gain this knowledge. You understand? So
do you kind of like maybe, okay, if I know that I'm going to be working on this project, in a couple of weeks, maybe I've been debriefed by the product manager or the lead team, and to prepare themselves for all of these things you just said? Do you kind of like maybe just sleep, get enough rest, or you just do something fun, or how do you kind of like mentally, pretty much? It's a lot, because what you just said now is a lot, right? You're not just changing colors in a button, but you are doing you're literally gonna do the whole cycle, the whole software development cycle. So how do you sort of like mentally prepare for it?
Honestly, I don't think I'm so deeply or now mentally I prepare for it. I think it's over the years I've built my endurance. It's just like
Okay.
that's basically what it is. It's like when you go to the treadmill, the first time you step on the treadmill, you probably call it to like 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. And after a while, you push yourself to like 13 kilometers per hour on the treadmill. And before you
Yes.
in 30 minutes, before you know it, you're doing 1 hour. That kind of thing. Just talking about treadmill.
I completely agree with you. I think the whole resilient thing towards building or working on a full stack project is definitely hinged on knowing that it's a marathon and not a sprint, like you said. And of course, every step you take is definitely it's kind of like the first like a first step to succeeding in building a full stack project. So that is really awesome. We are in the technology trend where AI is trending.
Yeah.
It's gone way, of course, gone way above the buzzwords now. We are really seeing the true value of AI. So what's your take on artificial intelligence?
So currently, right now, I would prefer to call them LLMs, which is large language models, and I'll call them artificial intelligence.
Specific about how AI is used today. I mean, there's this controversial topic that AI is going to take people's jobs because obviously, you have things like ChatGPT, and now we have even DeepSeek, which is kind of like making headlines. There is no feeds. I go on LinkedIn, I don't see a post on. If I had $1 for every time I go on LinkedIn and see a post on DeepSeek, I probably would be so rich today.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Honestly. So with that, where do you think it's, do you, with that controversy going on, like AI is going to take everyone's job, it's even software developers are not even left behind, because we've got co-pilots doing the whole thing. So what's your take on it?
I wouldn't have a joke about that. I joke that good news for the developers. But before I get there, I said something before now. I said we have a system that could really learn. Like given examples on a particular subject, it could learn all the possibilities of those particular subjects. And the less edge cases your jobs have, the more you are subjected to be out of job, because that's just the reality. Yeah, that's just that very crazy. Yeah, what's it called? Edge cases that you can never for them. And the funniest thing is that one of them is actually software engineering. Because when you are doing software engineering, even though you're writing a function, in most cases, software engineering tries to cover the business edge cases. What's it called? The edge cases that are opposing the business. And that is like because sometimes working over it. So software engineering is never a one-way straightforward, like, okay, this business has this problem, and you give them the software, and the next day they start using it. It has never been like that, and it won't be like that. So even if you have an AGI that could give you a perfect system today, like, the AGI is going to spend months working with stakeholders to define the requirements. It should work like this, it should work like this. So there are lots of edge cases when it comes to like software engineering. Because, but like I said, the joke I was going to say was that someone said that people felt like AI is going to replace software engineers. He said, but that software engineers are building.
It was Mark Zuckerberg that said that, though, because I remember it said in next year, half of Meta's engineers will be replaced with AI. Yeah. That was what he said.
But the point on that tweet said was that people think that AI will replace software engineers. But what's actually going on is that software engineers are building agents to replace every job.
The opportunities are out there, that you think that AI can actually create for people?
The funny thing is that I'm not sure anybody knows that. I'm not sure anybody because we are not closer to AGI than we were even years before. Of course, some Ottoman want to make you to believe that AGI they have AGI internally, but we don't have AGI, so we don't know when AGI will come. Everybody needs to know how to use AI, but I don't mean know about just type into ChatGPT, but how to like such a way that to build a system that you could make some sections of it, and I think that's to me the best way to go about it.
Awesome. Like, I've learned so much. So basically the first step is adopt AI into regardless of the profession you come from. Try as much as possible to adopt it for productivity. So basically, if you were let's go back to the customer care representative and chatbot, doing most of what customer care representative would do. So basically you're saying, well, now you have to think of innovative ways. And funny enough, you could actually use the same AI to think of innovative ways to sort of like more opportunity for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
okay. That is so great. Of how people now are even using AI to build products, and that brings me to your products that you build. So could you tell us a bit about your products and what your product's all about? And you could kind of like spill some tea, about your products.
So my product is called the easyapply.ai. So the idea is that now we have several job boards. You have LinkedIn, you have Indeed, you have even companies boards. And most questions are, how do you find the jobs you are looking for? Is it Google for job boards where you can sit on top of all these jobs boards and find the job you are looking for? Then the next question, when you found the job, the best person for you is a resume. That's the reality. So when a recruiter sees they're not seeing you, they think they is your resume. And the funny thing, you're living the age of AI, so it's not even the recruiter that is only seeing your resume. The AI that's also looking at your resume. So what Easy Apply does is now to like optimize your resume for that job of a job seeker, from searching for a job, finding a resume and practicing for a question. So that is literally what Easy Apply does for you.
Okay. And so Easy Apply now is live, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you go to easyapply.ai, which is easyapply.ai, you can start using it for free. Yeah.
What advice do you have for young innovators who are thinking, oh, well, I want to get into the tech industry. I don't know where to start from, or I don't know what programming language to learn. Or there's just simply, I've watched your podcast on Tech Laughs and Bytes, and they're like, oh, I want to be like James. I want to be so good in C. I want to be so good in Java. I want to create my own products. I want to, I want to learn all of the programming languages, PHP, JavaScript, and all of that. What advice do you have for them?
Okay, so I think the first thing is that you want to pick a programming language that maybe the person I recommended for you, if you are fond of the person. I've known people that went to go and pick Java simply because of James. Like, oh, okay, James.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, it doesn't define your career. You just want to get started, and getting started is the most difficult and the most important thing. That's just the reality. So it doesn't matter if you pick even basic. There are people that form, but two things: start now, and when you start as move very, very fast. You don't want to keep dilly-dallying. Like,
so encouraging, honestly, because I totally agree with everything you said about the advice, that young people can definitely start, even if yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been I've certainly had fun, and I'm sure people who would watch this podcast definitely would enjoy it, and but most importantly learn valuable lessons as well from you being a senior software developer and a product owner. And so I would say thank you for being on the podcast today. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, have a nice day.